In times of illness. Preface. Page 5. The In Times of Illness booklet was approved by the World Service Conference in 1992. Since its publication, members throughout our fellowship have utilized this booklet as a resource when confronted with an illness or injury in recovery. The fellowship of NA, the medical community, and the world are in a constant state of change. Through the years, many members found that the experience given in the booklet no longer met the needs of our growing fellowship. Workshops held worldwide indicated that members collectively wanted suggestions on dealing with issues such as mental health disorders, medication, and chronic illness in recovery. Our goal is to address these concerns and continue to carry our message to the addict who still suffers. This revised booklet offers the shared experience of many members who live with illness and maintain their recovery in NA. As our fellowship matures, so does our experience with life issues. Illness and injury are life issues that can invoke fear and uncertainty in addicts. We offer support to members who relapse with medication taken for an illness, and we share the experience of many members who are required to take prescription medication and keep their recovery intact. Through the process of working the steps, we learn about ourselves. We come to know our own defects of character and recognize the tendency to minimize or overemphasize events in our lives. We can apply this knowledge, along with the solutions we find through the steps, to any situation we face. Based on these principles, this booklet offers practical suggestions for living a life in recovery and living with an illness, injury, or mental health disorder. We encourage members to use the information and ideas offered to better understand and support one another, not to chastise one another. The information in this booklet is not intended to be a substitute for medical advice, nor should it be used to make decisions regarding healthcare treatment without consulting professionals. Our literature tells us that when we sought help for our addiction through medicine, religion, and psychiatrists, these methods were not sufficient for us. However, there will be times when we face an illness or injury that can be successfully treated by professionals. Our goal is to responsibly seek treatment for medical conditions while we acknowledge that we are recovering addicts with the disease of addiction. This booklet is not designed to address every possible situation we may encounter, and there are many other pieces of NA literature that may help, too. Basic concepts we can learn through working the steps and core spiritual principles of our program are repeated often throughout this booklet. This is intentional. We designed it for an addict who is facing an illness or injury and who may want to seek out the section that applies to their situation and gain valuable insight without having to read the entire piece. Health problems are personal, and each situation will differ depending on the individual. What we offer here is simply the experience, strength, and hope of many members who have faced illness and injury during their recovery in Narcotics Anonymous. Page 7. Informing our healthcare providers. Quote, we accept responsibility for our problems and see that we're equally responsible for our solutions. Basic text. We are responsible for our recovery, but there may be times when a team of healthcare providers will administer our medical care. We have a right and responsibility to participate as an equal partner by informing our healthcare providers of our needs. It is vital to carefully consider all options presented to us. Professionals will have difficulty providing us with adequate care unless we are honest with them. We apply basic safeguards that will protect our recovery when we are seeing a medical professional. It is usually in our best interest to inform them that we are recovering addicts. Explain that abstinence from mind or mood-altering medication is our goal in recovery. Consider and discuss alternative treatments in smaller doses when a prescription for mind-changing or mood-altering medication is offered. And take our sponsor or a trusted NA friend with us when we are going to the doctor. In the event that we encounter medical professionals who do not understand the disease of addiction, we take the opportunity to share with them about our recovery. Page 8. This will help them provide us with safe and effective medical treatment. Some medical professionals may misunderstand us and attempt to treat our addiction, or they may be overly cautious and reluctant to prescribe medication when they learn that we are addicts. We can explain that we have the NA program to help with our addiction and we need their help with treatment of our medical condition. We also need to remember that it is okay to ask the doctor questions. It is important to be our own advocate. If we feel like we don't have enough information or that the doctor does not seem to be respectful of our situation, we can seek another medical opinion. Quote, my experience with dentists is no different from other doctors who treat pain. As a result of neglecting my teeth, I have had to make numerous visits to the dentist for procedures that caused intense pain. My dentist, on several occasions, offered me pain medication to take at home, which I didn't find necessary. Instead, I accepted the practical experience of other members and found relief with ice packs, rides to and from appointments, and non-prescription medication." Close quote. Our experience shows that we may want to consider taking another person with us when meeting with a doctor. Having another person listen while the doctor describes proposed procedures or treatments can offer us support and reassurance. If necessary, their presence can be explained to the doctor by saying that the support of others is an integral part of our program of recovery. Medical issues often produce a reaction of anxiety. Page 9. The person who accompanies us can hear the details with an open mind, while our own minds may be clouded with fear, anger, or self-pity. We select this person based on the fact that they are our sponsor or a trusted NA friend, and it is important to remain open-minded to the suggestions that they may offer. Quote, "A woman I sponsor was scheduled to have major surgery. She felt shame and was afraid that the medical personnel would treat her differently if she told them she was an addict. Rather than lose faith, she was willing to risk her recovery. She shared those feelings with me. I helped her see that it was important to walk through the fear and inform the medical personnel of her addiction. She chose to be honest with her doctor. As a result, her recovery was strengthened rather than jeopardized." Close quote. Ideally, working closely with healthcare professionals and a sponsor can help us keep our illness and treatment in perspective. Reaching out and sharing honestly with those we trust and respect is vital. We may want to seek out the experience of NA friends who have faced similar situations in their recovery. Maintaining rigorous honesty and remaining open to the suggestions of other addicts allows us to avoid self-deception or secrecy. Our experience shows that we are especially vulnerable to our addiction when we are dealing with illness and injury. We consider asking for a limited supply of medication. We talk to our sponsor before filling a prescription for mind or mood-altering medication. Our sponsor and trusted NA friends can help us make decisions based in recovery principles. Page 10. They remind us that taking medication as prescribed for an illness is not the same as using. It is essential to maintain rigorous honesty and responsibility with our sponsor and allow our medical team, our NA support network, and our higher power to guide us.